Yo, what's good, legends? In today's video, I'll show you Molten Blast build on a Deadeye. Yes, Deadeye, you want to stack Tailwind stacks like right here in the map before you enter, because Tailwind is a skill speed, which is attack speed. That's the sole focus for this build. Big shout out to my boy Magni. This is his build, so I'm going to cover it today. But this is Molten Blast, literally one button build. You hold the skill, that's how we move. So again, skill speed, attack speed. You want to stack as much as you can. Running two mace, unique mace called Oloro Vasara, both of them, which gives you flat lightning damage the more you attack on enemies. And running all three elements, as you can see in the left upper corner, we got fire, cold, and lightning with the Trinity. Spirit Aura, excuse me, I forgot the word for it, but this is a choice tier 16 map with the Delirium on top of that. You will see the map boss in a second, then I will show you the tier 3 Xesht. You will see the chapters underneath the video, by the way, for gear, kill Xesht. Passive tree, stuff like that. But overall, amazing build. My boy here is rocking evasion pieces like chest piece boots, but I would probably most likely go for armor, which I will show you in a second. It really is up to you. Armor got buffed, but then there's also deflection from evasion stuff, so it's not too bad. They finally fixed single target damage from Molten Blast because it was pain last league, so this is very good. This is really amazing. Here we go with the T3 Xesht. Again, this is a start of Molten Blast. There is still so much improvement to be done with gear. Really basic gear, easy to get as well. I'm not really sure what the price is on Oloro Vasara, which drops from Expedition Boss, by the way. How to get the Expedition Boss? You clear logbooks, drop runic splinters, and then once you have enough, enter it in Realm Gate. That it is. But this is tier 3, highest tier Pinnacle Boss, Xesht right here. Kind of unlucky on the mechanic here because my boy has to run around, but as you can see, the debuffs on the target are insane. We got Shock, Chill, we got the Ignite as well. So you want to stand right next to the boss, so most of the proc attacks go onto the target, which is like a shotgun. But this was 15 mil damage, again, with very, very basic gear. Like, this build is really amazing for farming in general. Like, I'm a big fan of this one, like a big fan of this one. Now, we got the planner here. As you guys know, we also have the POB, which will be, the link will be on the right side. I have it down here. So path of building code is right here. Just copy it in POB, no problem. But first things, let's talk about some strengths and weaknesses. It has Giga Speed, it has damage and style. Of course, it looks good. There is MTX skin for Molten Blast, which is red, and that looks crazy as well. But can be squishy. It depends like what items you have early on. But as you can see, like, we have basic gear, like the chest piece. This shows the wrong value, but this chest piece is like 1500 evasion. I can show you on here as well. Like 1600 evasion, so nothing too crazy. Boots, same story, 400 evasion. That's pretty much it for like the defense. We got evasion from the headpiece here. We got the gloves, energy shield, which is nothing. But these are the gloves. This is the reason why we do all three elemental damage. All three elements, as you can see, Molten Blast is split right here on 33% on all, which is very good. That's how we trigger Trinity. This is very smart as well. On the belt, let's talk about the gear. I would recommend running this build for stun threshold, since we don't have much life. Because the more life you have, the more stun threshold you have. So I recommend this heavy belt. This will help a lot. Other stuff is the constricting command. I have a full video in the right upper corner about this headpiece. There is also a support gem that my boy is not running, I believe. No, he's running it. Okay. So this headpiece means that if you're there requires 4 fewer enemies to be surrounded. Surrounded means if there are 5 enemies, you will have passives proc from the tree, such as this 100% damage increase, attack damage, or we get some attack speed 20%. Some more attack damage here. There's also like 25% and 20. So there's a bunch of stuff to be had from this headpiece. And the main thing is there is a support gem I will show in here called the DEADEYE. What DEADEYE says, your attack damage hits will be lucky, which means when you deal damage, the damage you deal will roll twice and the higher one is chosen. So this is a extremely good tag or skill or buff for lightning damage, because lightning has a huge range between damage from minimum and maximum. And there is the second line, insufficient mana does not prevent the use of supported skills while surrounded. This means your skills will be, you can use your skills infinitely. It doesn't matter if you have 0 mana, you can still spam them. And that's something amazing for this interaction with the headpiece and the skill. It only works for attacks, skills that have attack. It does not work for spells, but it's just ridiculous, man. It is really insane, so you can keep spamming it non-stop, don't have to worry. No blood magic, no life cost, nothing like that. So that's why the Z piece is insane. And everyone is Yoke of Suffering. This is also very good because you will deal more damage per each elemental ailment you have on the target. So we have triple, so triple that amount. Very good amulet as well. I would say kind of cheap as well. Elder Vasara in here, again, on hitting an enemy, gain maximum added lightning damage equal to the enemy power, up to about 500. So that's having two of them is just wild, dude. It's just absolutely insane. On the rings here, you want to look for the flat damage as a prefix. You can look for like max life evasion rating if you want, but the flat damage will help you a lot with damage. Again, my boy here doesn't have the best rings, but it's pretty alright. You can also get fire damage percent, cold damage, lightning as well. That would help a lot. Attribute, resistances, same goes for the chest piece and boot, resistances, health. You can get also spirit, but I would recommend stack up evasion or armor. Speaking of the armor, you can focus, if you go armor or you can go evasion, you can convert all the evasion into armor through iron reflexes. If you do that, there is also a good passive right here. Let me zoom in. This passive, leather-bound gauntlets, you get +1 evasion rating per armor on the equip plus, which doesn't really work for this build right here because we have the painter gloves with the Trinity, but if you don't want to run Trinity and these gloves, you can just run high armor gloves and run this bad boy. Get iron reflexes. That should cover your defense much more. Or if you want to go pure evasion, you can put sacrifice some of the points from damage, for example, and put them in evasion. Like this is a great cluster for evasion. All this area, so we just path up top for evasion if that's what you're into. But I don't think that's really necessary. Another thing you can do, this is for Ascendancy. The Tailwind here gives you skill speed per stack. We have 10 stack, that's 10% I believe of skill speed, which is pretty good. Or 20%, I'm not too sure now, it's just crazy good. You can also get less damage per Tailwind, so that's 30% less damage taken. This is just insane, man. Deadeye is just ridiculous. So what you could do, you could probably drop the extra projectile and get more defense if you don't struggle with damage. But this one is very good. Extra fire proj, fires extra projectile because the Molten Blast is a projectile. Another good one is some damage here, up close, 20%, which is multiplicative. That's insane. And the main thing what they changed for Deadeye, which is a massive buff, is called Cold Shots. What this will do, it's a passive, it's an aura. You socket a mark skill into this and it will apply automatically on enemies around you. You don't have to worry about this at all, man. Within 4 meters. That's just wild, dude. So we apply Voltaic Mark because if you kill enemies with Voltaic Mark, it explodes, which is good for AoE. And it increases the shock effect on the target, which means shock is... the enemies take increased damage by 20% by default. But with this Voltaic Mark, it will be even more by 30%. And there is a new support gem. Let's talk about the skill gems. Xesht's Torment, which is pretty fun one because supported skills recover between 0% to 20% of the cost on use, less or more damage, then less or more AoE, and then speed as well. So that's a pretty good one for this socket. We go with Elemental Armament for the bigger explosion from Voltaic Mark. Pretty good. AoE increase right here and some shock, increased chance to shock. So we don't have to worry about like, you know, not missing the debuff. Molten Blast, our main skill right here. It's a projectile, so we want attack speed here. We want elemental damage again, because we are running all triple elemental. Concentrated area, we don't really care about AoE, so just pump it with all damage. We got Defy, like I explained already. Pretty crazy. Nova Projectile is the new support gem that makes this skill very good. You build basically, well, as you can see in the video, you would fire rate around you as a Nova. Even if the cost of less damage, 40%, it's still crazy good, even for a single target. And obviously, the more flat damage you get on gear, which is what I recommend on the rings, the more damage you get, or the percentage damage. Now, Armor Breaker was not showcased in the video, but you can take this for extra damage if you break armor, because as you can see here, 40% of this skill is still physical on the first hit. The 60% is converted to fire, so Armor Break would still work. So we go with the Rage, which gives us a lot of damage, multiplicative damage. We get rapid attacks again for attack speed. We go Armor Demolisher, so it takes you 2 armor breaks to break the whole armor. And then Impale is a pretty fun debuff. It applies a debuff on the target for a duration, and in the duration, it stores damage you do, and then it kind of explodes. So not too bad, but this is not necessary really. For the buffs, we got War Banner, which got buffed. It gives you a F-ton of accuracy and attack damage by 25%, and then it gives you attack speed. sorry, accuracy is not, that's like 10, that's 50%, I believe. But attack speed and damage is 25%, which is nuts. Duration here, so it lasts longer, and then AoE for Magnify Area. There is another support gem, lineage support gem called Darion's Passion, I believe, which says that you need less glory to use the banner by 50%. I really recommend putting it in here. Good one. Trinity, multiplicative damage for all elements, and there is only one mastery you can put here, so it depends what you want to put here. I would put fire because we are fire. Before last league you could put all three, lightning and cold, but sadly it's in the same category, so you can have only one. So again, one button build. Let's talk about more about the skill tree. I covered Ascendancy, but the skill tree, you want to look for elemental damage and some penetration. This is very good. Another elemental stuff is right here for each elemental ailment. This goes super well with the upper cluster right here. So increase elemental damage if you have shocked enemy, ignited enemy, or chilled enemy. This is active all the time. Some more attack damage. Now keep in mind, attack damage works for physical, fire, lightning, and cold. So that's all our damage for this. Apply some day stuff. Some more attack damage when you're on full life, low life. More attack damage here. Amazing stuff. Some accuracy and attack speed. Attack damage again. Elemental damage here. More skill speed. Very good. You can also stack some accuracy on the rings as a prefix. And then get Falcon Dive to get even more stuff. You can also get, if you get more spirit, you can get the precision support gem that gives you accuracy, which is pretty good. Next up, some more accuracy with one-handers. This does work even if you dual wield, so this does get triggered. Attack speed stuff. We get some penetration here, which is very nice for bosses. Some more attack speed, big stuff. And then we get the surrounded stuff with attack damage here again, a big damage, and then we have attack speed one more time. For the jewels, you want to search for either yellow, either greens, emeralds, or sapphire blues. So elemental damage, cold, lightning as well, projectile damage. Mana and life on kill for sustain is very important. Try to get this. It's very great. And then I would recommend one ruby jewel with rage on a hit, because on bosses, for example, we will get 5 rage from armor break. And then if you keep spinning with Molten Blast, you will get +1 from the jewel. So that's very good, because rage gives you 30% multiplicative damage if you get the full stacks. It's very good. It's very good. For the Atlas, you will see it right here. Mainly for pack size and strong boxes, still the same meta. But the rotation here, how this plays is Molten Blast, you know, both AoE, one button build pretty much. Armor Break, make it 2 for bosses, and then a Warbender as well. So Armor Break is extra damage for the number 1. Speaking of Armor Break, what you can also get, since we are fire, you can take these points. It's very close. Molten One's Gift, which says the fully broken armor effects also apply to fire damage from hits, which is the second part of the Molten Blast, which is 100% conversion to fire. So this would be really, really great if you want to get some more damage on the single target. So I'm pretty sure my boy would path there if he was higher level. I believe he was level 91. But Warbender, crazy buffs again. Attack speed, attack damage, accuracy, great stuff. Again, accuracy, Falcon Dive right here, scaling for, scaling. So this would help a lot. And cold shots, this auto applies marks, Voltaic mark, which is nice for AoE damage for the explosion, but increases the shock effect, which is even more damage for single target. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would be pretty much it. I believe we did cover everything. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section down below, or Discord, or on stream, both Kick or Twitch or YouTube. They are the links or my names on the platforms. If you want to stop by, I would greatly appreciate that. Talk about some stuff. Tell me what builds you're playing. But with that said, if I missed anything, I'll add it in the description or comment section. But thank you very much for watching. You guys have a great one. Until next time, peace.